Hey everybody, welcome to episode 9 of our Cyberpunk Red game Night City Discordance. I know this is a late video, so I apologize. We have been reorganizing the studio space to get things set up, and we just didn't have time to get a video out on time last week, so we figured just to come on over to this week and release today. Now, when we last caught up in the group, they were just about ready to do a scouting run on the local branch of Continental Brands to see what they dig up in terms of dirt on the people that have been basically causing them problems. Now, that being said, this entire episode is kind of Z doing her thing, just jumping from net architecture to net architecture, from Continental Brands doing a scouting mission there to handling another thing that they knew about from previous sessions regarding the payoff to try to kill Apache. So this is net running time for Z, and let's see how she does. So CD and Z head on down to the vehicle, hop in the SUV. You guys hear it inside the hotel room as it kicks over, and they drive off. Now you guys start heading to the combat zone, and it's still, like, I'd say early afternoon at this point. So the sun's up, and you get a lot of gleaming light off the towers that are in the distance. You guys cross over the bridge from where Haywood is into the combat zone and basically head northeast. As you guys are driving, you can hear just... it sounds like a war zone here. Like, literally sounds like a war zone. There's gunfire, people screaming occasionally. But in the middle of all that, you have like an old lady walking across the street with her groceries from a corner store that just got held up probably like an hour earlier. It's just a shitty way of life, but people down here are used to it. That you do what you have to do in the city to survive. And, you know, more than likely, that old lady probably has a big-ass fucking hand cannon in her purse, to be completely honest. So... it's just a way of life down here. Since a lot of you guys grew up in the combat zones and kind of have stayed in the combat zones, this is like coming back home. You can recognize when things are getting too hairy, and especially with CD, you kind of get that awareness of when a situation is about to hit south, and you should either, you know, put up or get the fuck out. Luckily, when you guys start driving, you know, northeast along the coast, essentially, of the bay, to get towards that branch, you're able to keep things in perspective. You know, a couple of people drive by, like a couple of gangers will kind of roll up their car next to you guys, rev the engine, look you over, but you don't fall for the bait. You don't, you know, get any more aggressive than necessary to just kind of go about your business. And they drive off. Nobody fucks with you because you know not to look like a victim. So as you make your way towards this Continental Brands branch office, the streets themselves get a little bit cleaner. Clearly the corporation's cleaning up around town. They're making sure everything looks a little more, I guess, corporate friendly, even though they're in the middle of a fucking combat zone. You start pulling up on this two-story building. The Continental building is directly to your right. Now, this is a building that not only houses their corporate branch, but also serves as a store. They actually have a store on the first level here.
The only weapon that I will carry is my pistol inside of my coat.
So for Z, you have essentially two entrances that you can see right off the bat as you guys get out of the vehicle. One up here, around the corner, and one here looks like it's to be like a service back door. Now there are windows. You can see into this area, which is why I didn't like do any sort of dynamic lighting. Now the question is, do you just want to walk up to the window and put your goggles on and obviously scan the place? Or how do you want to handle this?
I'd prefer to be able to lean up against a wall where it's harder to see me.
Sure. So it's mid-afternoon, daylight outside. You can just walk up on the sidewalk, put one elbow up on the wall and kind of peer in, but you do have to have your goggles on.
What about like going in and using the toilet?
That would in theory be doable.
Know anything about like bathrooms or the modern technological hacking?
3C shell procedure?
For Z, you have to see the access point. You can't view it through walls.
Yeah. I'd say that's the only killer is I would have to view the access point, which I don't know if you can do that in a bathroom.
No, because you can't see through walls. And that'd be really weird to have an access point in a bathroom. Usually there's some sort of terminal, be it a point of sale, a computer terminal, a electrical, you know, like readout for example, like power outages and all that. Pretty much like if you have a generator and you have like a computer on it, that could be an access point. Or if you have like a AC control system that has a computer interface, that could be an access point. So these types of things
count for that?
Do what?
Like number pads, keypads?
No.
Damn.
Those are number pads are usually considered a security system that's linked to a control node that you can activate, deactivate from the control node once you get inside.
Just gotta look at a register, man.
Yeah, pretty much. I just have to look at the register.
Now, given the the distance, so each square, remember, is 5 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20,
Yeah.
25, 30, 35, 40. 45 feet to get to what's like probably a POS system from the window. So if you are chilling out like here and want to look over here, it's about 45 feet.
But if, say, I go over to here,
That's a lot closer.
no benches or anything, huh?
Nope.
Someone's trying to make it look corpo. I'm assuming this is either like a mailbox or a hydrant. This is
yes.
probably a mailbox.
So you're aware, benches, they're just bait for homeless people to sleep outside your facility. So clearly there shouldn't be any.
Yep. So clearly they shouldn't be there.
I'd say, is it crime? Is it a crime to sit on a mailbox?
No. You could literally just punk it up, walk over, say fuck it, sit on the mailbox, and just dangle your feet while you put your goggles on and look through the window.
And so walk over there with my goggles on. Make them think I have to have them to see. I'm blind or something.
All right. Go ahead and move yourself where you want to be.
Well, I can't put myself directly on it, but you get the idea.
Yeah, as you walk over, you can see there's one security guard on the inside. There are a couple of people kind of shopping through, the aisles. There's a clerk working at the station there. Now you do see, once you get over and kind of dive in, once you turn on the AR of your goggles, there is an access point there.
I am going to, even though she hasn't requested that I do so, I know what it's like to commit a crime. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to buy me some candy.
Okay.
But first, I'm going to tear it open and eat it while I walk around.
So,
Ash energy.
right.
I'm going to let him do the criminal shit while I do the more criminal shit that hopefully nobody's paying attention to.
I'm not intending to actually do anything criminal.
Right.
I'm intending to make a distraction, so I look like I am potentially going to do something criminal.
And draw the attention of security, which is the
Yes.
point. So as he walks in and you see, CD kind of walk towards one of the shelves, and everything in here is different brands of kibble and kibble snacks and like kibble chewies. He grabs a bag of kibble chewies and rips it open and just goes to start like stuffing up his mouth to eat them as he's kind of sauntering around, looking around. And the corporate security guard that's there is just watching him like a hawk. Because clearly this man intends to steal something. And his job is LP, so he's going to have to let him leave without paying for the item.
I don't miss those days.
Yeah, I'll take like a bag of kibble and I'll like pull up in my shirt and just like jam it there like a pocket.
But since he's not leaving,
Yeah.
there's no theft. So
Yet.
CD has clearly drawn the attention of the security guard completely. This guy's absorbed in watching because, hey, not a lot of people walk in are that obvious. So this is going to be an easy payday if he tries to leave the store without paying. So clearly focus is being held.
Okay.
Clearly,
so
he's a criminal. He
how-
was wearing a mask.
Right.
Just roll my interface and hope I get in?
So jacking in is pretty much just an action. It's just a net action. Just boom, you're in.
Oh, sweet. Cool. I'm in.
Hackers be like, I'm in. So
Apparently
there
it's super easy
Planet.
these days.
you see
Whoa.
this first layer of architecture extends further towards the inside of the building.
Okay.
$10,000 a night hooker.
The cold
Such a
Mexican
good
beer.
movie.
Now, do you want to roll a Pathfinder to do an interface check? It's literally just click on your interface. It'll add 1d10 to your interface skill.
Let's roll one and see. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm kind of relying on you here.
It's going to be fun. So you jacked in effectively. You know the first pattern of where this net is going. In your vision through the goggles, when you log on through, you get that really quick rush of the grid go past your face, and you're immersed into the architecture of the building. You can see the glowing lines of the net architecture as this corridors of light go many different directions. But most of them are going to like small things to like monitor activity within the store, etc. You can see like very almost faint, like ghostly type connections going from different cameras in the store off into the distance in the architecture. You can't lock on those yet because you haven't done your Pathfinder, but
Right.
let's see what happens when you do.
So just roll straight interface.
Yep. And 11.
11.
Let me check all the DVs in this particular architecture. Okay. So the first floor here, which is what each layer of architecture is called, it's a floor, and you go down the floors as you get deeper into the architecture. So the first floor that you can see is basically just the networking. There's not a lot of activity here. There's not a lot of stuff, but you do find a program lurking in this floor. It is a skunk program.
Oh,
Don't forget, you
delightful.
can spend cool points to up your shit too.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting about that.
The architecture goes on further into the building itself. You can trace out this path. You just can't access these things until you get there.
Right.
You'd have to go closer into the building and deeper. So
Cool points, or is it luck? I think it's luck.
it's luck. Going down further into the architecture towards the second floor, you find a password lock obstruction. Now, since your kind of scouting role surpasses the difficulty of the password, you actually see through it. So you know there's an obstruction there. You know there's definitely a problem with that floor. There's some security you have to go through. And in your vision, as these lines of light have gone through the physical walls, you can see them just slightly obstructed. Like, you can't see through the wall, but you can see that there's this, basically the architecture continues on through them. Going up to the third floor, you run into your first problem. Black ice.
Great. So that's where I'm going to need that.
The connection through the elevator, quote unquote, to the fourth floor reveals another issue. Another bit of black ice. Then you start running into where you can see this architecture loop around. You can see that it mirrors itself coming from another access point. Let me make this all visible to you. I'm going bit by bit here.
Ain't that just a son of a bitch?
All right.
It seems about standard, actually.
And as your vision kind of sweeps around the building, as you're watching and looking through the walls, you start seeing that other access point is just right on the other side of the building, outside of the shop. Now, when you pull yourself back to the main split, essentially where those floors kind of come together, it starts going towards another splitting pathway where you run into another password protected area. This is on the 5th floor, and it splits again. On the 5th floor that kind of moves around, you manage to see a control node. You're not quite sure what that node is actually controlling yet, because you have to kind of get in there. All right, let's get back to this. Then it goes up back the other direction and kind of dives straight back down into the deeper architecture yet again. Your 11 kind of rocked all the difficulties on this architecture, by the way. Let's see here. There is... Oh yeah. In this node here with this the control node, there's actually a Wisp black ice program kind of hanging out there.
Oh, hey, I just got one of those. Oh, you're cute.
Yep. So you see another 2 bits of black ice kind of hanging out, which is a problem. And this program stuff keeps on, the floors just keep on going further and further back through the building itself. It looks like as you kind of journeyed back through here, this is a repeat again of the first couple of floors. They're mirrored again from another access point in the back. Now, right about here.
Saw it that time.
All right. That is a floor that goes straight up to the second floor of the building and carries you to another layer of the network. Now, once you get to the second floor, as you're kind of now looking up through the building itself, you can see that in that second floor, there's another control node with what looks like to be some sort of black ice program. Well, not really an ice program. It's more of an imp. Like it accesses the things that are there. Some sort of control node. The next floor down is another control node. But that looks like it's attaching itself to all those ethereal threads of security that you saw go throughout the entire building.
So there's where the security system is.
Yep. The next floor up, which is again a little further into that second level, like more towards the back from where you're standing, you can see a whole bunch of files, like a bunch of like these glowing cabinets of just data files, just rows upon rows of them.
That's where I need to go.
The next floor in the architecture, and you keep going, you're on floor 10, by the way. There's another password that you see through. You manage to kind of scan through that area. You see another control node, but it's connected to different points on that floor, but you don't see anything there. So clearly it's for some sort of activation. And then the last floor is in a, let's see, it's a 12th floor. It's password protected, but you see another series of rows upon rows of file cabinets. And these have, like, in your vision, these really over-stylized locks all over them.
And that would be the top secret shit. This is going to be a fun little adventure.
This shit seems crazy.
And I'm the only net runner in the group. Woohoo! This will be great. All right, I'm gonna use Eraser, because See Ya is I shove somebody else out. Eraser is I was never here.
Okay.
So I will use Eraser back up, after taking quick shots of what I need to know where I need to go.
Mm-hmm. And you slide back to the access point. Actually, you never left that floor because you didn't really start progressing through it. You managed to jack yourself back out with an action, and it's only been like maybe 5 minutes, if that. CD's still wandering around the inside of the convenience store, just fucking grabbing kibble.
You're muted.
I know. I am.
He was pantomiming the stealing of shit.
Yeah, I'll find the cooler with the beverages, and I'll crack one of those open, and
Smash energy.
I was gonna go in and grab myself a quick drink.
Yeah, you walk in. You walk by.
Builds up a thirst.
The corporate guy doesn't seem to be paying much fucking attention to you at all. Like he's practically following CD around the store. Like he's staying maybe like a net style over, but you can tell because these aisle, they're not that high. So CD grabs an item from the beverage, the beverage cooler, turns and sees this corporate guy look at him and just looks down on whatever's on the shelf. It's just a convenience store, but the guy's taking his job super fucking seriously. So as Z walks in and walks by to get a drink, this guy's entire body is focused towards CD Driver as he's walking around just having a day in this convenience store.
Plus, I'll be broadcasting like the most aggressive thrash metal from my helmet, like my own little like mosh party, just as I walk around, like just being a general disturbance.
Since there are a couple of customers in this store with you, they kind of tend to avoid you. Like as you walk close, they kind of spread out. They don't want to be around you because you're just that type of person. Mind you, the whole neighborhood's that type of person, but they're corporate employees and they shouldn't be around you.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
They should be sheltered from your influence.
Make sure CD can see me.
Well, so
grab a drink, pay for
there's
it,
a little more to it
out.
than that. If I'm not mistaken, you guys are using your helmets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And where are you? You're in a Continental Brands branch office convenience store, like their bodega. Mm-hmm. Clearly, they know who the fuck you are, or at least they think they know it's you. There may be some people just pretending to be you, but who the fuck knows? They don't want to be caught on camera being that close to some people whose band just smeared their company all over the data pool. So,
Oh, I'm not done yet.
There's some career decisions to be made here, and it's not being around you.
The next thing I'm going to do will just involve annoying the shit out of the cashier as I pull all the bullshit out of my coat that I'm paying for. I'll grab 3 of this. I'll grab 5 of that. I'll be like, yeah, let me get 2 packs of those. No. The other one, like,
you being that customer.
Yeah.
So the cashier.
I thought for sure he was going to say, and now I'm going to wheeze the juice.
No. I'm not going to wheeze the juice.
No wheezing the juice. Oh my God. Encino Man shit.
Oh, that's so good.
So I don't know if I should be sad that I recognized that so fast or proud.
Let's go with yes.
Probably a mixture of both.
And make a decision later.
The cashier is this poor girl. She's probably no older than like 17. There's a white girl wearing this corporate uniform, and as you're just like, hey, I want this and that, she's like, okay, this one? No, that one? But are you sure? Well, just which? You know what? You tell me when you're ready. And she's trying to just be polite, but you can tell you're starting to get on her last nerve.
I'm like, no, I'm ready. I want the one on the left, no, down lower to the left.
And her hand's like doing this weird wandering thing over all the stuff on the back wall.
Yeah, if there's like, I don't know if there's still like, they still sell cigarettes in this era, but
That's
yeah.
sticks.
Oh yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, that brand there, but I need like the earliest date because like I don't like them stale. I like them.
Well, the recent ones, the stuff in the back and the stuff up front.
Yeah,
I know how you rotate product. Give me something in the back.
So eventually, she gets what she thinks you want, and all the kibble and shit that kibble byproducts and kibble chewies that you put on the fucking countertop, and she starts ringing you up. Corporate security goes back to the door, but he's leaning against the back of the door frame, and he's got his arms crossed over his chest, just watching, making sure you pulled everything out of your jacket and shit that you stuffed in there while you're around. Mm-hmm. When it seems that you do, he kind of you see him kind of get a little bit, the shoulders go a little bit lower. Like he's not quite as happy as he thought he was going to be today. Because now he just wasted his time wandering around the store like an idiot from a nuisance.
Yeah, well, I'll be making sure to like mostly look at him while she's ringing everything out.
Just kind of stare over as you hear the beep.
Yeah,
Beep.
I'm when she's done, I'll let her ring everything out, and I'll open the kibble and I'll like take it a piece at a time, and I'll be putting it under the helmet, like watching him. I'm just curious though, like the level of like I want to see where the edge is. So when she's done, I'll just take like whatever's left in the bag of kibble, and I'll just like pour it on the floor.
Before or after you pay?
After I pay.
Okay,
After
so
I've paid.
it's like 20
Oh
bucks
my
in total.
God, yes.
You transfer over the Eurobucks from your agent, and you just pick up that last bag and just like pour it on the ground. And the guy pushes off of the wall and is like, hey, you got to clean that up. So you can't just spill stuff all over the store. Come on.
One for my homies.
I need a broom.
You need Claire, get this guy a broom, and he can clean this shit up. She's like, all right, sure, no problem. You can tell she's just done with the situation. So she walks to the bathroom that's right there. You hear the door open, the rattling of a broom handle against that cheap plastic coating on the wall. And she pulls it out and closes the door. She just walks up back to the counter and kind of hands the broom handle over towards you. He's like, here you go. Or she's like, here you go.
I'll start sweeping. I'll get on my agent and I'll message Z. Are you done or do
She's
we
inside.
need? Yeah,
She
well, I'm not
literally
gonna-
just taps you on the arm.
I'm not talking to you though. Like I don't want them to know you're
Right.
with me.
Hey, did you do the thing you're supposed to do while I was distracting this douchebag over here?
Yeah, so I'll be sweeping and I'll just be like, I'll look over at you. I guess, yeah. Are we ready to go?
She'll just shrug, put her drink on the counter, pay for it.
It's like a Eurobuck.
Cool. She gets a Eurobuck out of me. Ooh.
Yeah,
I'll
she's like,
hand him-
hey, thank you for your business. Please stop by Continental Foods again.
I'll hand him back the broom.
She'll take the
Here
broom.
you go, Ace.
Yeah, hey, thanks. Sure. And she'll go to put it back in the bathroom, and the guard's just kind of nodding like he did some serious. She's like, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Not a problem, Claire.
Yeah, so as we leave, I'll take the bag full of stuff that I bought and I'll drop it at his feet and walk out.
You drop it. He's like, what the hell? And you just step out. He's like, you son of a bitch, you're not allowed back in this store. Not while I'm here.
I'll give him a pressed fruit bowl and then run to the truck.
Oh my
What the
God,
fuck
a
is a
brain
press-
stamp.
Pressed
I don't
fruit
even know
bowl.
what that fucking is.
Pressed fruit bowl is when you pull down your pants and you smush your ass against the window.
Yep.
So
It's a
good.
ham and berries.
Oh,
I'm
man.
fucking Lizard King, bitch.
I'm the Lizard King.
The Lizard King
So
rides
fucking-
again.
So you guys make it to the fucking vehicle as he steps outside and you see his fist shake his fist at you guys like, you damn kids, as you make it to the SUV and it kicks
Double
over
O.
just fine.
00 fucking Lizard King. I can't even. The mystery of CD Driver is going to forever elude me.
Well, he wouldn't be an enigma without it. So,
True.
God damn.
so you guys hop back in the vehicle and start heading back to the hotel, I assume.
Yeah, wherever she tells me to go, basically.
Head back. I mean, I got what I needed.
Okay.
We have 12 floors of shit to go through to get to the top level shit that they keep password protecting.
Well, it's really only a two-story building. It's just the net architecture is deeper, is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of that means, but sure.
A lot of stuff, like as you're digesting it, kind of going over your notes that you made while you were kind of scouting out their net architecture, there's a lot of hidden stuff that control nodes are attached to. Either it's security based, it could be alarms, it could be, door access. You don't really know until you get there and analyze the node, ID it.
Yeah.
So you got an idea. You know where there are 3 different access points on the first floor that mirror each other that you can use to get to the rest of the main architecture. So that's a plus. But you guys get back to the hotel without issue. Can I get a
What?
cybertech roll from Polly for her work on Vox's implants?
Okay, now I did read that.
Don't nick the air
when-
tube or I'm fucked.
when shit with that falls under my my roll, I add the level of my roll.
Yes. So you add your tech ability to it.
So yeah, whatever I roll, add 4.
Okay.
So cyber tech, right?
Yes, sir.
Do it. Yeah.
24. You're good.
Never.
You actually managed to tweak some of the stuff while you're in there that had kind of, over the years that Vox has had this implanted, use has kind of ground some of this down. Maybe the connections weren't quite as fresh. So literally, Vox is like in La La Land because he's just stuffed full of painkillers, and your tech hand is just going fucking nuts. You're slicing new parts of cord and wire from the stuff you guys got from the night market. Anything that you think would be a better fit with component-wise that you scavenge from other parts are kind of...
Well, I'm also upgrading shit off the remainder of the cyber eyes and all that other tech that I got.
You're just pulling shit out, and for Vox, you hear your voice occasionally. Well, your voice, the vocalization module sometimes kicks in and off while Polly's going to work on you, and it seems like she's tuning it, like fine-tuning some of the processors and some of the connections that are in there. And it's weird because you can't feel the cyberware, right? There's no like real tactile like sensors there that are connected to your brain via the connections that the cyberware has with your body, but you can feel the pressure, like from where the cyberware ends, there's pressure on your meaty bits, like where she's working around and digging into your throat.
Near the meat hole.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but you've kind of gone through this before when this was implanted in the first place. The whole process takes about 2 hours, 3 hours or so, and it only takes so long because she's literally improving the functionality. It's not going to be a mechanical bonus, but it actually will function a lot more smoothly. Your transitions between vocal tones and different ranges is going to be a lot quicker, a lot more
hopefully
easy.
It'll help record better too. Be clear with recording and whatnot.
Yeah, your recordings are going to be fucking primo at this point. She's got you pretty primo.
I'm upgrading the wiring for it.
Yep, with actual audio cables.
Ton of it.
Yep.
Any interaction?
Ton of cable.
Oh, that cyber eye. Can we get parts to make that so you can install that cyber eye?
No.
I want to record through my cyber eye. Damn it.
I already ripped shit out. If you already got cyber eyes, right?
I don't. I just have.
You know what? You know what though? You need to get a new helmet, and I can use the helmet. I can use the equivalent of like 2 slots, and I can install shit into your helmet like recording.
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Right? If that's what you want to do, you need a new helmet. Yeah. I'll just take that fucking portable video recorder, and I'll make it.
Yes, because I do have that.
I'll actually make it because I can make shit.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Because I have that video camera. I have my agent.
Yeah, why carry that shit around, computer. Man? I installed.
We could install the bug. We could probably install the bug detector into that motherfucker too.
And you could easily.
And I have a radio scanner / music player we could throw in that motherfucker.
Well, the helmet's only going to be able to hold so many slots worth of equipment.
True. 2 slots.
Yeah,
we figured out. We figured out last session 2 slots.
Yep.
So that's it.
So video.
And I'm also going to be installing the straw so we can drink the helmet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine already has one.
That's awesome.
No, it doesn't take up a slot. It's just
a small cosmetic thing.
Straw.
It's going to be a fucking.
We could do. Then the 2 that I want in my helmet would probably be the video recorder and the bug detector because I already have my Vox already capture. I can capture all sounds. I have that built into my throat.
So Polly finishes up.
That's gonna take me a while, man. I gotta disassemble this shit.
That's cool. All you gotta do is disassemble it and put it together, and we gotta buy a new helmet.
I got time to disassemble this shit because you need to go buy a new helmet.
And you need to rest.
That's true.
Yeah.
So like, go shopping on your fucking agent or something and have it delivered.
Just go on Amazon.
That's true. I could do that. I'm gonna
grab the shit and move myself over to the table and start disassembling stuff.
Okay.
Because
Ray, when you get a chance, I need just the light armor jack head armor.
It's 11.
SP11. Yeah. It's how much is it money wise?
Oh, that's a good question.
Is it 500, right?
I am not sure. Let me see. I'm in net running right now. Let me kind of zoom. Remember, this book for some reason goes really, really slow on my PDF viewer. You got
Medium
it there?
armor? No.
Yeah, it's
light armor jack.
It's light armor jack. Yeah.
It's a light armor jack. Yeah, I don't even have the
light
book
armor
up because I'm
jack
a
is
bad
100.
player.
What's that,
It
Chris?
just says light armor jack's 100.
Oh yeah, it's just period.
Because they don't break it. They don't break it down by like.
Right. It's not body cost versus head
Pieces
cost. It's
part.
all the same.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's 100 EB.
Yep.
For light.
That's it.
Yep. Just
Yeah.
$100.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
That's why we all got it
100.
because it was cheap as shit.
Yeah, and it's good armor still. Like it's 11 points, man. That shit counts.
Yeah. Oh, it's
if you
fucking
wanted medium gets once you start getting it beyond light, it starts giving you penalties for dex
Yep.
and
Right.
move and reflexes.
Yeah, I think the medium armor jack has a -2.
Negative.
Yeah,
they're
I'll
all
drop.
Yeah, medium.
I'll
And
drop the
heavier,
hundo.
negative,
Okay.
I'll drop the hundo and I'll have it delivered.
Okay. So you can get a normal light armor jack helmet for your specifications. Poly will have to do cosmetic work on it, unless you want to
We have
order
my
it.
old helmet
We had the old helmet. That's gonna be
because I don't.
Okay.
I'm just getting a helmet that isn't going to have the cosmetics, obviously, because I don't want them to know it's coming to me. It's just somebody buying a helmet. At this
Right.
point.
Yeah, you'll get delivery probably if you want to do like a next day or even same day. It'll cost you 25 extra bucks, but you'll get it today. But then again,
Yeah, I'll
you don't
drop-
have to do shit for the next like week because you need to lay the
That's
fuck
true.
down.
Right, and I need time disassembling shit.
That helmet technically still works until the old one shows up because it's just missing this. It's down to 8 instead of 11, so it still functions.
Right.
So yeah, I won't drop the extra 25. I'm a cheap fuck. Fuck you. It's my money. I'll wait a couple of days.
All right.
2-day delivery. I got Amazon Prime.
Right.
You'll have it
You know how
delivered.
this works.
You'll have it delivered to the hotel. Not a problem. CD and Z will arrive about an hour and a half or so after they left. So Polly's still kind of working on some shit when they pull in. An hour and a half passes after you guys get back to the hotel. Polly finishes up her work on Voxtone's like VOTS module, and it sounds great. Like when that's done, even though he's tripping a little bit because he's high as fuck on painkillers, his voice sounds actually crisper than it has in a long time.
And I'm walking away with the bug scanner and the video recorder, just grinning.
High as fuck. I'll be working on music.
I'll come in and like throw myself on the bed, take my helmet off, and I'll be like, I bought a bunch of food, but I left it at the place, so sorry.
Yeah, you did.
Oh fuck. Everything go okay? I assume.
Yeah, I just got a lot of shit that I need to go through to get the information we want, but you know, that's just kind of how that works. For a 2-floor building, that's a lot of fucking architecture.
I do want to state for my defense, I randomly rolled that, and that shit was huge. Like,
Yeah. It's a
12
monster
floors
system.
is really a lot.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they're assholes.
And of course, for the thing that I want, it's going to be on the top fucking floor.
Yeah, it's the deepest part of the architecture. I also, by the way, want to remind you that you guys have that bank account number and the bank name from the guys who tried to kill El Pache.
Oh, that's true.
That's right. We need to.
I can go take care of that. Well, drain the account and get who paid them.
And yeah, and do all the tracing.
To the bank.
So,
Have fun. I absolutely wave to him as I'm disassembling shit.
Don't wave with
Castle.
Vox's voice box, please. That's awkward and I don't like it.
it's not, it's actually back in Vox. What she's waving around is like she has
This is a video camera.
the
I
video
don't
camera.
fucking know these things. I'm not the tech.
I'm gonna distort the voice and have it project on like 8 different levels and be like, help me, help me.
No.
Fucking asshole.
Slam the door and I leave.
So you hop out, and that bank, remember, was in the industrial district. So it's actually probably not that far from where you're at.
I could literally take a walk.
Pretty much.
I'll go take a walk.
All right. So Z wanders off, leaves the hotel to go handle this bank job. So you basically start walking down the block, and it's a little later in the afternoon at this point in time. So it's probably around 90 or so degrees outside. Pretty warm, especially walking on the street. You've got, again, the sun just bouncing off the asphalt and just kind of cooking everything in the radius. And as you are walking, you can see those heat waves raising above the street as you're going. People are still walking out and about. You can see a lot of guys, you know, either finishing up their shifts at work at some of the industrial complexes around here and some of the manufacturing plants. So it's a lot of, like before, blue collar workers are out doing their shit. You pass by that electronics store where you guys initially broke into the Continental Brand's kibble vending machine and spray painted your logo. It has been repainted. The logo's gone. And you can see a camera now pointing at that kibble vending machine. You walk by another block or so, and you see that small branch of this bank on the corner.
All right, go hang out at the bank branch and see what's up.
So, heading towards the branch, you can see that there's a cash machine on the outside.
Oh, could I do what I'm looking for through an ATM?
Yep.
Cool.
Like, just tossing the goggles on, that's an access point you can get.
Sweet. Shall I interface? Oh, wait, no, I can just right in.
Yeah, your first one is going straight in. So, essentially, you find yourself a spot within range on, like, a bench, you know, right next to, like, an old, like, spray-painted, you know, mailbox. And there's, like, an old school, like, abandoned and half fucking, like, rusted away old, like, newspaper machine. It hasn't been working, obviously, in decades, but it's still there nonetheless. There's
Careful, you get tetanus from that shit.
There's a homeless guy sitting on the bench next to you. When you kind of go and sit down to kind of within view and within range of the access point, he's kind of like, hey, just kind of raises his paper bag covered, you know, bottle and just takes a sip.
I'm just gonna give him the what's up.
He just kind of grunts. You know, when you fully log into the architecture, your senses stay alert, and you can hear him and actually see him as you kind of just look over. He's just fucking like half passed out on the bench, just drinking from this bottle. That's it. Doesn't seem to give a shit that you're even there.
All right, let him be half passed out.
When you turn your gaze back to the access point and jack in fully, again, that grid rushes past your vision and slowly starts to solidify. And you can see that right on the ATM, the access point, that first floor is barred by a lock. It's a password.
Okay.
Whoa.
So as I start scanning, that's what I see.
Yep, that's your first thing you see. If you want to make a Pathfinder check, you can go ahead and roll your your interface skill.
Yes, and I will use a point of luck to get another D10 added to it, so it'll be
Your luck adds
D10.
+1.
Oh, okay. That's
So
fine.
basically, it's 1d10 plus your interface skill. It's not like that's how many dice you get. It's just a 1d10 plus a flat value.
Oh. 11.
Okay,
How many
so
points you throwing in it?
this is for your scanning, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You see through that password block, it's like literally a massive digital green lock in front of you that you just kind of see and push yourself through as you scan the rest. You see the corridors kind of go into the main lobby area, and then the neck architecture kind of splits away from the normal vision of the inside of the lobby. And you can see it goes down a floor to the second floor. There's a control node there. And you can see these ethereal strings attaching to different parts of the building on the outside. And when you kind of look and see where they go, it's two cameras pointing at the entrance. One's pointing at the entrance, one's pointing at that ATM.
Okay.
When you go down another floor, you just kind of sink further into the net architecture. There's another password file there, but it shimmers only for a moment in your view to block your sight, and you manage to push through. Then there, lurking on the fourth floor, just beyond that password, you see this hellhound, Black Ice, pacing back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Sinking down further into the net architecture as your senses kind of immerse themselves into this digital world, you see another turret control node. Turret. I said, God damn it. It's just a control node. No turret attached. Don't be afraid. And also some file cabinets there.
All right, to turn off that control node, I'd actually have to go inside, wouldn't I?
You have to get to that level in the architecture, yes. But to actually, did you have to walk inside? No, but you would have to make your way back through every single floor to safely jack out. So, for example, if you slide past the black ice, it waits there. If you try to that means you have to run back through it again, that level that it's on, to get out. The building itself, it's just one floor. The net architecture is just stacked layer upon layer digitally inside that one floor. So you actually don't have to go anywhere in that building. You can do it from here. The Continental Brands building is different because it's much larger, and the architecture, it spans through the building. Here, it's just one floor.
And how hard is a hellhound to deal with? Hold on, let a girl think her thinks.
No,
it
go
takes
ahead.
a hot minute sometimes.
Yes, you got this.
I also need to see what kind of damage Versbolt does, because I don't remember if that's to a program or to a people. So I need to figure that out.
Fair enough. Usually the programs start on page 203.
Thank you. I was just going to ask that.
Yep.
Oh, So Sia actually adds +2 to my Pathfinder checks.
Nice.
As long as it means active and res, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's an eraser is cloak checks.
Yeah.
So you actually have to do a check to do that. We did not do that before.
I'm not too concerned. You're good.
Okay.
You managed to slide out of that without an issue because you didn't really do anything. You just looked around, did your shit. And to be honest, even worse came to worse, if there was an opposing netrunner on site and they saw somebody had logged into the architecture, you didn't do anything. You literally just scanned it and left.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that happens throughout a day, come on, you got to think that's a lot.
Especially in the combat zone.
Yeah, especially in a combat zone. That's a big one. So the Hellhound, just so you're aware, does have a res of 20, so it's pretty much 20 hit points it has.
Yeah, I know.
And every time you use your damaging program, it's 1d6 damage.
Yeah, I know. I'd say I have a Hellhound. I did that purposely.
Yeah, Hellhounds are rough because they light your shit on fire.
Yeah, that's why I had Polly install the insulated wiring.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, I have one. I know what it does. My deck is not catching on fire today.
Oh, I got that before I got the Hellhound because I figured they were going to have Hellhounds. I'm a lot of things. Stupid isn't one of them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So you got a lay of the land.
Yeah. All right. Pull up my armor. Pull up sword, which actually isn't an option on... Oh, wait, there it is. And that's 3d6. And a Vriz bolt. Fuck it, let's do this.
Okay, so what do you...
You've been wanting me to do a net run. Let's fucking do a net run.
Charge!
So what are you loading up on your deck? I know I heard sword. I heard your zap.
Sword, Vriz bolt's up, and so is armor.
Okay, you have 4 more slots.
Oh, that's true. I could also throw in shield, which will give me extra buff, because buff is nice. So yes, let's also add in shield.
Okay, shield is a good one. Shield is a good one. I will definitely agree there.
And I'll throw in eraser as I leave, because I don't want them fucking knowing I was here. Now that we know that that's a check.
Yep, it adds +2 to your cloak check.
All right, ladies, let's destroy them.
All right, so you start focusing on the first floor, and the first obstruction you see, you see it's connected to this ATM, and the ATM is kind of like your doorway. That's what you pass through to get into the architecture itself. So you basically, the way that your display on your goggles have it is the architecture itself kind of zooms in and does this wireframe around your awareness. You can still see the real world, but you definitely have the digital transposed directly over it.
Right.
So when you come across that first barrier, the hallways of light, and you have that massive lock barring your view, what you would do is
a backdoor check.
There you go. It's the backdoor net action. So you have 4 net actions every turn, and this is one of them. So you jacked in, you're good. That was your last turn. This turn, you get to do the backdoor action. So you basically make an interface roll, and it's against the difficulty of the password.
That's not going to be enough.
You got a 6. You unlock the thing. You walk up to it, like in your awareness, and you're kind of feeling out little weak spots. And as you kind of like look out and kind of gesture out in front of you, you see areas on it that you can reconfigure to unlock it. And you're going on a whim here. You're not familiar with this architecture. You haven't been to a bank like this before to hack it. You've done other shit and personal stuff. So you're kind of like just winging it. And you manage to make a couple twists on the lock, and you just hear this click, click as it just falls apart in a digital like debris into the ground. And you pass that first obstruction, which leads you to the second elevator, or the elevator to the second floor that goes to the next level of architecture.
Okay.
You
And that's where the first control node was.
Correct. You slide on down into that second floor, and you can see the control nodes just kind of sitting there. It looks like a glowing box on the wall of this net level.
All right, let's take a look at that. That's probably the security cameras. That is the security cameras.
Yeah, you can see that the lines of ethereal energy are kind of attached to the 2 cameras that are outside the building itself.
Okay, and if I just turn it off?
Make an interface roll, and you can access it and make a command. Essentially, every command node in an architecture can be done once per turn. So you take a net action, kind of look it over, you kind of figure out basically how to disrupt and kind of take over and hijack that signal that's coming from those cameras. You make your interface roll. You got a 9. You only need an 8. So you basically go up to that console of light, shift it around a little bit, and both cameras shut down.
Cool.
And you see just beyond the console the elevator to the next level. And that's where you have another password protected level.
And that's also the same level that the Hellhound's on.
That's the one right after that.
Okay. Well, let's backdoor the thing.
Okay. You start looking around for ways to get past that lock and roll your interface. You got an 8. The difficulty is exactly an 8. Much like that first one, you're getting a little more confident with these locks on this type of, the way that this was coded, but you're still kind of winging it here, and it's starting to show. You manage to jury-rig a solution, and the lock just kind of digitizes and falls to the ground as like little pixelated bits of green block.
Right.
Which leaves you to the next elevator as you go down this corridor, and you go down that floor, and you can see the Hellhounds lurking just below you.
Okay.
Like, once you break that lock and you're on the floor, you look down, and like literally Z kind of looks down through the floor. You can see the Hellhounds just pacing back and forth. There's this massive black furred beast, and it's just dripping digital fire from its mouth as it's walking around patrolling that floor.
That's delightful. And a cloak's not going to hide me there.
A cloak is not going to hide you, correct. Now, you can try to slide past it.
Yeah, we can give that a shot.
Okay.
Worst comes to worst, if I'm trying to slide past it and it's not paying attention, I can get the drop on it.
So the way that slide works is essentially... Oh, hold on. There we go. Net actions.
Attempts to flee combat. I'm not in combat yet.
So you have to engage it first. Wow. You cannot slide... you can't preempt with a slide. So you actually have to engage this thing and fight it, and then try to slide.
So I have 4 actions per round, yeah?
Correct. You have 4 net actions per round.
Is this all the same round?
No. Each time you go through a different floor, it's going to be a round. Because you have to move. You have to technically move. So your movement, you always get a movement, and that's going to take you to the floors.
So I could start with my opening gambit with Zap, Vrizbolt, Sword.
Yes, but here's the thing. When you encounter black ice in weight, you roll your interface plus any speed bonus you have, and the black ice rolls its speed plus 1d10. If it beats you, basically, it immediately hits you. First. Yeah, it immediately hits you, and then it goes to the top of the initiative queue. It always goes first. I'm going to roll the 1d10 for this guy really quick.
You can wait till after your roll for luck, right?
No, you're supposed to do it beforehand.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it rolled an 8.
Add 2, 14.
14. So you essentially get to go first. If it beat your check, you would suffer its effects. Since you beat it, it does not get any attacks off the bat. So it doesn't get to attack you. Now, normally we would just then go to initiative, and it's at the top of the queue. However, you beat it by pretty much 50% of its actual score. So I'm going to let you make an action before we actually start the initiative.
Cool. My best option is smack it with sword, because that's 3d6 off the bat.
Nice, Chris.
Yeah, I see that too. Nice, Chris.
Ooh, that's shiny.
So go ahead and roll your interface.
-2.
Oh, do you want to use a dice?
Yes,
yours
please.
is a little different.
Okay, roll again. Oh, do you want to use another one?
Yes, please.
So you're down to 6. 10.
Fuck you little demon.
All right, so it rolls 1d10 plus its defense. 15.
Of course.
Do you want to roll again?
No, because we're running low on dice.
You get 6. You're not running low.
Yeah, but knowing my luck, this is going to be the moment where Burrito walks in and drops like 10 on the fucking NPCs.
Yeah, but you have to understand something, Jess. We've been saving these for you.
for the Continental net run.
Yeah, this is the Continental one.
Right, but for net runs, period. You, in order for you to do the Continental net run, you need to live through this.
Do you wish to roll another one?
Sure, why not?
Do you want to spend any luck before you do so?
Yeah. I'm going to spend another 2 luck.
Okay, so we're going to add 2 on top of this. 9. As you lunge forward at the Hellhound, it kind of rears back on its feet in the digital landscape, and the sword that you have just kind of literally manifests as you swing forward in your hand as this massive blade of lightning, and you swing at it, The beast manages to jump back enough to where you hit the floor of the architecture and not it. Then it looks up at you and you see it open its mouth and it just breathes this baleful red flame that just pitch-lakes over your entire body. Now you get to roll your interface skill again, which is basically like your defense. So
I rolled a 5.
fair enough, fair enough. All right, so it's going to make its thing and going to try to do what it's doing here. So I'm pretty sure it's hitting.
Thankfully,
Unless it-
I have armor and a shield.
Unless it shits the bed.
God damn, hellhounds don't fuck around.
It never shits the bed.
That's an 11, so
It is a goddamn bed shitter.
you will take
It
8
is
damage to your brain pan.
Shitter.
All right, and we're cutting there for now. The Hellhound has just breathed digital flame all over Z and done some damage, so we'll see how she makes it out of this local bank network, and if she makes it out. Now, they do have a get out of death free card, thankfully, due to chat's generous efforts, but we'll see if that is even needed. Who knows? But she is alone, and that's a bit rough for her right now. But we'll catch you next time.